Time for cooking tips from our friend Lucy.
I was just asking Lucy if Lucy ever gets confused, if anyone confuses you for someone, but at least they just maybe say the wrong first name. They always get the right last name, so that's good.
They do, but yeah, sometimes they'll call me different names and I just go along with it.
Yeah, you just go along with it. Absolutely. Now, if they ever ask you about the weather, just say it's going to be hot. That's all you have to say.
Let me ask my friend Chastity.
Right. Well, I'm so excited about this recipe this morning because as I was telling Joe, I feel like spaghetti is one of those things everybody has maybe at least once a week for dinner because it's so easy. You don't have to get a lot of stuff with it, and you have a new little twist. This is a good way to get kiddos to eat vegetables.
It really is, and we are going to make an eggplant spaghetti today. We're still going to use our ground beef, and I'm going to use a lean ground beef today, or we've been using a lot of ground turkey. That'd be a great substitute. And we're also going to add an eggplant to it.
Okay.
And I just kind of came up with this a few weeks ago. I had an eggplant, I needed to use it, and of course, like you say, spaghetti was on my mind. So I was like, well, let me just put that in there. And so what we have right here is just, you know, a pot I have over medium heat. So we'll get just about a teaspoon of olive oil in there, and then I'll add our ground beef, and I have half of an onion just chopped up. So we'll let that get browning on, like I said, medium high heat. And then what I already did is started on our eggplant. So I just bought one medium eggplant, and the best way to cut it for this recipe is to just go across and make rounds, and then we're going to dice it into small pieces. And we want to cut it into small pieces for a couple reasons. Number one, you want it to kind of cook pretty quickly because it's a weeknight and we want to get supper on the table. And also, you don't want your kiddos picking out big pieces and saying, "What's this? I don't like this."
Well, that's what I was saying with the vegetable thing. You know, for those of you who have picky eaters, if you mix it together with something like this, they don't really know. Yeah,
they don't, and it's going to be an interesting texture in there and good flavor. If you haven't had eggplant before, it's kind of a meaty vegetable. You know, we refer to portobello mushrooms as kind of meaty, and eggplant's the same way, and you're most familiar with it in an eggplant parm or, you know, kind of fried up. And a lot of people just aren't really familiar on what to do with it. So this is a good way to incorporate it into your diet. You know, kind of in a safe way that you know everybody will like. And of course, most people typically put spaghetti over noodles, but I'm just trying to eat a little bit healthier in my house, and again, just trying to incorporate more vegetables. And spaghetti squash is a great way, but today I'm going to use peppers, and a lot of people love stuffed peppers. But I just thought, you know, again, if you're having kids, you know, you don't really probably want them with a knife, and you may not want to cut it up for them. So I just took a variety. This recipe, I just grabbed 6 peppers, and I just chopped them up and put them in this baking dish. And I'm going to pop these in the oven with a little bit of oil and salt and pepper. Just let those start going at 350 about 10 minutes while we cook our sauce, and then we'll pour that over the top. And so it'll kind of be like a little spaghetti bake. And I had one green pepper in here, but a tip too, if you are feeding kids and also adults too, sometimes a green pepper can kind of upset your tummy a little bit. So the red and the yellow and the orange are super sweet, and those are the ones great. We need to stick with. They're great for kids. But if you're a green pepper fan, I mean, I love them, then, you know, pop that in there too. So just a variety of colors, and it'll be kind of a new take on your classic spaghetti dinner.
Well, this sounds great. I can't wait to see how this turns out. I can't wait to try it. What else is going on at Greer's?
Gosh, we have just been, of course, celebrating our 100th anniversary month, which was July. And we gave away our grand prize a couple weeks ago, which was our $10,000. We saw Miss Bernadette on here. Remember that nice lady? So she won our grand prize, and we are really now just, of course, gearing up for the last big holiday of the summer, Labor Day. Kids are back in school, but we still have one more fun beach weekend. So just gearing up for that. So always lots of fun stuff going on at the stores.
Well, can't wait to hear more about that, what's going on. And again, this recipe, if you want to try it tonight, which I might just do that, you can check it out online, fox10tv.com, under the Studio 10 tab. I told you I hadn't had coffee this morning. It's a struggle, Joe. It's a struggle. Right after the show, I'm going to have some.
You know what you do, though? You have your 10-arm weights at your desk.
I do have that. It just doesn't measure up to coffee.
Not much does.
Speaking of which, though, Chastity does sit there at her desk and curl her 10 pounds, and we're finding out next who is the strongest man and woman